welcome back to Oceans of Leaves, episode 2, Alone in the Woods. Now, on the previous episode, which was our introductory episode, we were a bit, well behaved, but essentially our characters were introduced to the concept that they'll be going into the woods to contend in this game. They made it down the River Mersey. We nearly lost poor Wherein to the water already, and they have begun to set their camp up for the night in the swampland at the foot of the River Mersey. We'll be timing in with them sat around a campfire, which Sherwin has kindly set up for us, being the hunter of the party.
Sherwin's sitting there with his bag of food, making sure everyone gets a bit. This is tonight's meal.
Gotta love half-day-old eggs.
Yeah. At least most of it's soaked into the bread.
You know, I don't think that's how you make eggy bread.
Well, it's the best we got.
Maybe it's not how you make eggy bread.
Oh, I don't make eggy bread.
David.
Yes.
When Gudan left, he walked into a tree.
Yeah.
How big is that tree?
He walks into a large oak, and by oak, stop thinking of real-world terms. These things are stretching way beyond what an oak would even now at this early stage in the game. They are very, very tall. If I was to give a circumference, I'd say about 15 to 20 metres.
Okay. Can I, with a sort of utility knife / dagger that I probably have with me, would I be able to remove a strip of bark at about where his eye line was?
That's a very specific request, but I can't see a reason to say no.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the GM's most feared phrase.
I can't see a reason why not.
What are you going to do with this bark? Anything yet? Or are you going to pull it out on me later when I desperately need you to not pull something out on me?
I'm not going to do anything with it yet, because it's probably too dark right now for me to properly get a good look at it.
Okay, that makes it even worse. You actually have a plan.
Just remember, David. When he does, use your most favourite phrase. Are you sure?
Okay, yeah, sure. You debark the eye line of the oak tree.
Sentences you never thought you'd
Trying to keep it in one nice strip.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. You get about a vertical foot and 2 inches wide.
Cool.
Okay. For what it's worth, Lynn will be poking at the tree as well, kind of walking the whole way round it. In one side, out the other. This is confusing.
Lynn, as you reach the other end of the tree, you will find Alec sitting on her own, trying to keep away from the rest of the group.
Alec will be, using the dying light. She's working through a large bag of assorted herbs and reagents. She seems to be trying to sort them.
Oh, sorry, Alec. Didn't see you.
No problem.
An owl's hoot punctures the awkward silence.
Are you...
Patrick, add an owl's hoot.
What did you bring with you, out of curiosity?
Family had what they could provide. My brother ran off with the supplies he was meant to take on this, so
I see.
whatever was left, and I stole the rest.
You stole them?
Family storeroom was unlocked. Why not? She'll gesture to the herbs on the ground.
The light's not very good, so you probably don't see Lynn's grimace.
Oregano, pepper, thyme.
Did they not think to prepare you?
There wasn't there wasn't much time, or they didn't have enough money, or those are the excuses they gave. There's not much. Well, he ran away, you know, he was the one who had all the training. He's the one who was expecting to go on this, like you were.
Exactly.
Like Morgan was, like...
Which is why I'm surprised your family didn't take further steps.
Yeah, well... Lucky you. You got prepared for this, I guess. I didn't.
It's not quite what I meant. If your family were lacking resources to prepare you, they could have asked for help. This is an important role we're taking on.
Right, important. Sure. You don't... Her eyes will just flick to the rest. You don't actually... We're being sent into the Great Woods to find one single flower, and we don't even know what it looks like. We have no idea what direction to go in. It's... No one else has returned. It's... Come on, we're a sacrifice. You can see that, right?
By all logical means, it's a suicide mission.
Yeah, right. So, what's the point? This is just... We're obviously not going to come back, so... I'm surprised he didn't kill us, actually. That's what I was expecting.
Alec?
What?
I've been preparing my whole life for this. I did not prepare my whole life to march to my death and give up.
Right. Sure.
I didn't expect any of us to be marching to our deaths. We may try and fail, but it won't be without a fight. We all have a role to play.
Right. Sure. Just, fine. Just let me know what you want me to. When you want me to. You know what I mean.
Well, you're an apotheker. You can make sense of the herbs in these woods, can't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm sure there'll be ample opportunity for you to prove yourself.
Alec will... She'll seem to give up. Shuffle everything back in her pack. Stand up.
Everyone who's not those two can have a notice check.
Oh boy, I sure do love rolling to not die.
There's no impediments to this check, is there?
Nope.
Okay.
Check me out with my mad dice rolling skills.
Okay. In order of lowest to highest, it was Urian with a 1, Morgan with a 3, Edward and Sherwin tied at 4. Edward and Sherwin, you have met the challenge rating. The two of you in the distance amongst the trees, quite far away, I'm talking the edge of capability, can see a flickering flame like light on the same level as you. It's further away from the shoreline, but it is definitely another fire, maybe a campfire, maybe something else.
My left hand snaps to my bow. She's next to me.
What's that? What's that?
I don't know, I saw it too. Looks like fire.
Yes. Out in the distance. Can you see it?
With assistance, you can.
Full on shading their own eyes from the light of their own fire. Kinda? Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we're being watched to make sure we don't give up this early, right?
Yes, maybe.
Should we go check it out?
I don't. I don't think you want to be wandering off in the woods towards a random light. We're not quite sure where it's come from. Somehow.
Are there any?
I mean, heck, we haven't gone that far, right? We're still protected, I think.
Yeah, David, how far away? I mean, I know that some of us go into the forest to like scavenge for materials or hunt. So, is
This
this
is further than any of you have ever been, but it's still within the boundary.
right? Grey area.
Seeing as I am now on edge, can I remind you or turn on the stunt or however it works for danger sense?
Yeah, I've got the same.
Yeah.
Let me know how they work.
You have an almost preternatural capacity for detecting danger. Your notice skill works unimpeded by conditions like total concealment, darkness, or other sensory impairments in situations where someone or something intends to harm you.
And the same for Mr. Fennec.
Yeah.
I'll bear that in mind in case it's relevant.
But there's no impediment here, I asked. Really.
Okay, cool.
So far.
Yes.
Well, if you want to go and investigate, I can't quite stop you, but
I mean, it's got to be safe, right?
does it? Does it?
That's how this works. That's the reason we're out here.
We're not out here because everything's safe.
Well,
Precisely.
Also,
We've been prepared for danger.
Also, keep your voices down.
Good
I mean, you can probably see us.
That's a
but
good idea.
You can probably see us anyway, but it'd be good if it couldn't hear us.
what? We're already leaping to it. It's a fire.
Yes, which means there's probably something there.
People from the village.
Or goblins, or something else.
Can't
Yes.
be. We're too close. There's no way.
You seem
Are
very
you
sure.
sure?
Well, it's not like Godano would just be lying to us.
If they're
I mean,
anything
yeah,
like
he's-
humans, they'll lie to get what they want.
He's probably lying about a bunch of stuff, but the safe part's the safe part. I mean, heck, we've got apiaries basically a day out. We should be completely fine.
I mean, he did say he was a part of this game, like we are. I don't know if he's allowed to lie about those sort of rules.
We're from the village, so we should be under the village's protection.
Alright. Keep an
And
eye
I
on it.
imagine there are a number of things out there that don't care about the village's protection.
So we can either sit up all night, scared of another campfire, glance around, see what the general response to this is.
Waiting.
Wait! I completely forgot. David,
Yeah.
I have my tiny quartz telescope.
You do.
Sorry, sometimes we pack so much stuff, I kind of forgot about this. I will try and take a look over there, seeing if it's in any way helpful.
Okay, give me a notice check with a +4 bonus. You're aiming for a 5.
Okay.
It's not going to be that hard.
I rolled a 3.
So 7.
Would you like to spend a fate point?
I think I will.
You got a 5! Yeah.
Terrific.
Let's try. Oh yeah, 'cause I don't have
Yeah,
to
you don't need to
reroll.
reroll. You just
I
get
can
plus
just
2.
get the 5.
So 3 + 2 is 5. Yeah.
Yes,
Basic
Right,
I can do
maths.
that.
You pull out the quartz telescope. For everyone else, this is a wooden tube inside a wooden tube inside a wooden tube that seem to have rails on them. And on the end, who's seen the Scorpion King movie? Okay, the only mummy spin-off. Why did they make a mummy spin-off? What on earth is going on there? Except it was The Rock, so it was worth it.
Yeah, the one with the rock. Yes, I've seen that.
Have you seen his quartz telescope in that?
Yes.
That's literally what he's got. Because I am unoriginal and a hack. So, you look through the telescope and you twist the quartz to refract it a bit further to get the right distance. And on the other end, you can see, well, it's a brick house. The light's coming from the other side of a window. It looks quite warm on the inside.
It's a house, I think.
What? Out here?
Yeah.
I told you we were in the safe zone.
What else is there?
I mean, I can't really see anything else. Like, it's the shape of the house. It's the shape of a house. Like, I think the fire's inside, and
In mine, Adam's backstory, you mentioned we went through the town records at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything about a family living, well, in this area this far out?
Can I have a lore roll?
Alright.
can I also make that low roll?
Go for it. So, Adam, you rolled a 3.
And I rolled a 2.
Okay. Neither of you know of any dwellings this far out. You can't recall.
Alright, so we would have just a brief moment where we discuss that and come to the conclusion that no, we don't know of any families living this far out. But maybe we missed it.
Oh, David, seeing as my family build all the houses, would I have a reason to know we didn't build this one?
If you look through the telescope, maybe a notice check?
Do you mind if I have a look, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
+4.
Thank you. +4, +3 is +7.
Man, I hope this doesn't get abused.
Oh,
no.
no.
You got a +7.
No, it's a +3.
You
Wow.
rolled a 7. Okay.
Good old zeros.
Okay, so you take a while inspecting this building. Now, your family like to cross-hatch beam. That's how they build. Now, the reason for this is you use a lot of limestone, you use a lot of heavy stones, and you sort of kind of naturally build outwards. They're heavy buildings that you then have to pull back together. Do you know those support beams I'm talking about? Anyone who's seen a British town from like the 1800s,
Yeah.
or if you go to the town that I live in, you will see a lot of buildings that have these. These are bars that go right through the middle of the building and have a cross on the outside, essentially holding the building together. Your family uses a lot of these, Edward.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not built in that way. In fact, this one seems to be almost triangular in shape. The roof is that wide and shallow.
This we don't use this style. We did not build this house. I don't think it's no one from the village, town.
Okay, sorry, I'm just going to put this out there. A house that no one knows about, but presents an attractive shelter out in the night in the middle of the woods. Come on, I can't be the only one. This isn't right, right?
I maintain we're in the safe zone, and you're all just freaking out because it's your first night in the woods.
Shall we go and have a look then, Morgan?
Yes.
A cautious
This-
one, please. Alec,
I think that would make us all feel a lot better.
would it? I think Alec has it right.
Are we all gonna go? Is people gonna watch the camp?
Morgan.
Alright.
Morgan and I should go.
Does anybody else want to go?
Want is the wrong word, but I fear you're both charging optimistically.
I'm also rather good at sneaking around.
I'm not bad.
Um,
An eyebrow is raised in your direction.
We wouldn't have to be.
We should all go together, much as I hate to admit it.
We do need someone to look after the fire.
Alone?
No.
Besides, then, someone's got to set up, shelter.
Yes, that would.
And
probably
I'm
be
sure
good.
you'll hang stuff right this time. Eyebrows are raised alternately. Waggled, you might say.
You're just so great at it, why don't you stay and do it? You seem very confident in your abilities.
Oh, but I've already volunteered to go on this dangerous, apparently, mission.
Mr. GM,
Yes, with your no fighting ability.
Sherwin starts sneaking off.
That's fair.
I'll bear that in mind.
He takes a good look at Edward first, and hopes to catch his attention, and then goes off.
Just for my own benefit, can both of you roll sneak?
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to follow him. I'll roll it as well.
Okay, both of you got 2. I'll bear that in mind. The GM will remember that.
We've both got danger sense as well, just for the
I know.
fifth, for the 5th time.
And I have quick on the draw as well.
Look, all I'm saying is one of us has to go off on the dangerous mission, and one of us has to make sure tents are set up properly. And last I checked, you need the practice. So I'll just pick up Sherwin. Oh. Well, I'll just get going.
So it's those 3, with Lynn, Urian, and Alex staying behind.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Lynn, Urian, and no. I'll go with Morgan as he frantically tries to keep up.
And
Is that your
before-
stealth?
Yes, I just want everybody
Wow.
at home to know, despite Morgan's claims, he has no skill in stealth at all. Literally none. It's not even a skill on my sheet. I currently have the highest score on our stealth rolls.
You have a +0. Edward has a +4. Sherwin has a +3. You've rolled 1 higher than both of them.
Let it never be said. Relentless confidence is the way forward.
And
Dice will
Kitty-
be your mouth
I
at all
also
times.
wasn't off base when I said he couldn't fight. He can't.
Oh no.
So the people who went first are taking their time sneaking. You're a bit more competent at it apparently, and you catch up not too late. They only set off about a minute before you noticed they were gone. This house, we'll say it's at the edge of viewable in a forest, 500 meters away. Takes you about 4 minutes to get there. As you arrive, you notice the trees are beginning to thin, and in fact they are moving into a clearing. This house, to reiterate, is a short house. The walls are short, but the roof is tall. It's a very wide domicile. The idea is it's probably going to sustain itself in high wind. Around it is a woven hedge. However, that's high, and the trunks of these bushel trees are high enough to basically be passable through without any real impediment. It seems like the hedges themselves are a windbreaker. And just beyond those hedges is a circle of stones. There is no sign of life inside the house. The house is decked in tresses of like honeysuckle and really lovely looking flowers and such. It's not made of shortbread.
It was worth asking.
Yeah, I will not be coming out of these hedges for love nor money. Or invoked aspects.
So it just looks like a house.
Yeah.
It's fairly nice.
It's here though. It's a house here.
Does it look particularly evil to you? Is this an evil house?
It looks both abandoned and occupied. Let's go for disturbing.
Lynn, would you like a fate point?
Oh god, why must you? I'll let other people tie the noose first, but you know, if nobody else jumps onto
Okay.
that sword, I'll volunteer.
Should we look? One of us should probably look.
We did look. It's a house. We can go back now.
That's not what he means, and you know it.
Oh, okay. I really don't think we should.
Mr. GM, can people other than the GM compel?
Yep, but it costs you a fate point to pitch the compel, I believe.
Yeah. That's how the rules work. I've read the rule book. I know what's going on. I'm not making this up as I go along. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Edward, but there's going to be a lot scarier things we come across than a pleasant-looking house after sunset.
Yes, I agree. And I'll proceed to advise not getting involved with them as well. I can't stop you.
We should at least look, I think. This could be really useful to us.
Yeah, maybe we
Sherwin.
can get rid of all this bacon.
Sherwin takes a step.
Through the hedges?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he takes another step.
Over the stone line?
What do the stones look like, actually? Just
They're
quickly.
in a circle around the house, except it would be a perfect circle. One of them is slightly further towards the hedges. It looks as if it's been dragged along the floor. The grass around it is flattened and dead.
He will go up. He will go up to the edge of the circle, and then with his bow, poke the one end of the bow towards the edge of the circle. Does it cross over the top of the circle?
Yes.
He would pull it back and poke his hand towards the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Any resistance?
Nope.
Step over the circle.
Right, so Urian.
First party split, guys. First split.
Well, they made it at
Yes.
least an hour and a half.
May there be many more.
Urian, Lynn, Alec. You've been sat around the campfire for 10 minutes now, waiting for any kind of news. You don't need a notice check for this. Piercing the silence, you hear a loud, sorrowful shriek, a wail, a regretful moan waving along the air, following it, sinking into the sound and chilling you to your very bones. It's the kind of sound that makes your hairs stand on end, not just on your arms and the back of your neck, but everywhere. The kind of thing that makes your goosebumps tingle, and the fire itself seems to flicker and shudder away from it.
I hope that's not me.
And then everything goes quiet.
I really hope that's not me.
Shh.
You guys heard that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Lynn has, much the same way Sherwin did, drawn a bow and is knocking an arrow and just looking around very nervously.
The whale, David.
No whales, there's no sea. Go on.
Did it sound
I'm so
particularly masculine, feminine, sort of guttural, unearthly?
I'd say it was masculine.
Okay.
It wasn't a banshee, if that's what
Okay.
you're asking.
Could I potentially make an empathy roll to get an idea of the emotion behind the whale? So, like a wail in pain, or like anger, or
Grief. It's the kind of sound that puts the feeling into you.
No. No, we are not losing someone on the first night. We are not failing here. She starts walking forwards and then looks behind to see if you're following.
Damn it. Yeah. Pick up
Okay.
bags, get ready to move.
I'm sure the camp will be fine for a few minutes.
It's
It's not
Yeah,
worth
what-
things. It's not worth things getting stolen. She picks up her bag and throws it on.
Right, I will swap back to the other team, and then I'll tell you when the other three arrive. Sherwin,
Yes.
you took a step over the boundary, and then you heard the wail. It came from inside the house. In fact, everyone heard the wail. You're on the inside of the hedges, right?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
Which side's the inside?
The one towards the house.
No, I'm still in the hedges.
You're still in the hedges?
Yeah.
Okay, can you make me an athletics roll to reflex?
Parkour applies? Probably not.
No. And Morgan, where are you? Inside or outside?
I mean, I was outside, but I could be persuaded to change that to somewhere more
Be
dangerous. I'll be inside.
Yeah. Would you like a fate point for that?
No, I enjoy
We'll say I
putting
was
myself
compelling,
into
never
danger.
back down. Okay. If you don't want the fight point, that's fine.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, it's too late. You said no.
Curses.
Okay. 2 is not enough, Edward. I'm afraid the hedges basically bind the branches themselves. Sort of fell from them, and you seem to be trapped in the middle of it. It's like the border locked down. You are, at the moment, grappled by a bush. High fantasy, guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend the fate point. I'm going to save it.
No. So, the only light you can see is the light from the window, Sherwin. Now, Morgan, Edward, you can see this too. I'm specifically describing it for Sherwin.
Mhm.
You've stepped over the boundary. You look up, you look into the window. Out of nowhere, a man has appeared. They are staring right at you, but their eye sockets are sunken, dark, hollow. Their cheeks are gaunt, and they're wearing clothing that looks like it's been on them for decades at least. This is what you'd expect to find in a crypt, except they aren't dead as far as you can see. They still have blood seemingly flowing through them. They are staring dead at you from this window. It was them that apparently made the whale. They have not made a movement. They have not made any motion. Morgan, you can see this too.
Hello? Hello? Who? Hello? Is there any reaction?
It starts to twitch. Its head left. The chin shivering. The mouth opening slightly. Edward is half out of the hedge on the inside.
Mr. GM, I will follow the eye line of the eye line of the man in the window as he's sort of glancing to the left. What?
He's not. His head's twitching.
Oh, right, okay.
So,
He's still staring right at you.
can we see Edward in his current
You can see his
state?
feet.
And he's just been completely wrapped in this.
Yeah, it's like it descended all at once and created a solid border of hedge.
So this entire house is surrounded by a solid hedge wall now. We can't see the others, apart from...
You can hear them.
Ah.
I'm not going to say that, but unless you went exploring, at the moment there is no way in.
Guys, can
Yeah?
you hear us?
Yeah?
Okay.
Lynn's gonna pull out a small knife and start trying to cut at the branches that are holding Edward.
Yeah, you find no resistance. They're not animate. They just have a trigger response, basically.
She's being careful as to not cut him. It's the only reason she's not using a sword.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Upon seeing that, Alec will draw her dagger and do the same.
I don't know what happened, but I'm stuck. I don't know what happened, but I'm stuck. I don't know what happened, but I'm stuck.
Edward?
We'll get you out. Just
Yes,
don't panic.
yes. Okay. Not panicking.
Edward, it's okay. You'll be fine. We'll just cut this out,
Edward,
and you'll be fine.
your head is out of the hedge, so while you're immobilized, all you can see is this thing person standing in the window.
I'd like to get out of here, please. I don't like what I can see.
I don't know if it's invoking, but I want to appeal to Edward's second aspect. You're not as useless as you think.
Can you spend the fate point to do so?
I'm mostly just trying to calm his emotional state, but yeah, sure.
I don't think you need the roll. There's not mechanical benefit, is there?
There will be.
David, if you intended for the character who wants to run away to be the one stuck, bravo.
There are no coincidences.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, Edward.
Mhm.
The fact that Lynn's here and is helping you and is wanting to help you is giving you the courage you need to move. You have enough strength and enthusiasm towards you to either choose one direction, forwards or backwards. Which are you going to choose?
Backwards.
Fight or flight? Flight it is.
It's flight or flight is the name of the ability, so take a guess. Flee, you fools.
Right, Mr. Fenwick, you are dragged backwards out of the hedge. Lynn, you catch him in your arms.
Set him down. Are you injured?
Thank you. No, I seem to be okay. I was just
Good.
Cool.
Sword drawn, start hacking through the rest.
It's not hard. You can actually take your time and squeeze through the gap that he left.
Yeah, I want to widen it a bit.
There's well, I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's good.
Another scream echoes around the arena.
Quick question.
The trees around you shake as if an impact hit right at the house and waved outwards in a shockwave. And then quiet again.
Quick question, seeing as I'm looking
Yes.
at the man.
Mm-hmm.
Did it definitely come from him?
Yeah,
Did his mouth open?
abnormally. Have you seen The Mummy? Speaking of references,
Oh, yeah.
I love The Mummy.
Yeah, it's
Great. It was a really good film.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It
Sorry,
was.
it
Brendan
wasn't.
Fraser was let down by us.
But I know you want the mummy, but I've got this entirely thing as salad fingers, and it's just Hubert Cumberdale screaming.
I'm picturing a re-dead.
Okay.
Goodbye, viewers. It was nice knowing you.
Hey, we've covered the whole spectrum. We've got the Mummy, we've got Zelda, we've got... What was the other one?
Salad
Right.
fingers.
Salad
Body
Fingers. Yeah.
snatchers.
Someone will get one of those references.
Hopefully. Right. Yeah, no, the jaw seems unhinged and,
Ah.
and the cheeks seem to have rubberized. It is a very long, drawn-out,
Is-
guttural scream.
He's still staring at me as he does this.
Yes. Have you taken a single step?
No. I have been pinned to the spot.
What's happening over there?
There's a bit of a thing.
What kind of thing?
Damn it! Use specifics. Come on.
I will try and take a step back.
It disappears. The light of the fire goes out. Wind starts to pick up. The owl's hoots grow louder, less natural, echoing.
Good news. The thing's gone.
Yeah, but...
Bad news. We don't know where it is.
David, with that fire out, how much can we see right now?
Not a lot. However, it is a clearing, so you've got the moon and the stars,
Okay.
which is more than you would normally have. I'm being kind this early in the game. You are allowed to see. I'm not blinding you all.
Oh, great.
I'm going to suggest that we back away from whatever this thing is. We back away from its dwelling and leave it well alone.
She says between hacks of her sword.
That
I imagined I
sounds
was through by that point, but
like a
Yeah, you
solid
are.
plan.
is Sherwin moving?
Very, very slowly.
Sherwin, make me a notice check.
Oh,
Beautiful. As you're turning the stone of the boundary that is out of place, you catch it glint in the moonlight. There is something very shiny embedded in it.
go to it. Make sure... Yeah, actually, how close to me is Morgan?
Relative, like they were a step behind you before you stepped out past the threshold, so arm's reach, I would say.
Yeah, keeping bow in left hand, body facing the house in general, legs slightly bent so I can move quick if I need to.
Dun,
Mhm.
da, da,
Go
da,
back
dun,
so I can put a hand
dun,
on Morgan's shoulder and guide him with me.
dun, dun,
Um,
dun,
Morgan, stay close to me. Watch my back.
What are you doing?
He goes up to the stone that's off center, and kneels down to take a closer look.
Do you touch it?
I take a closer look first.
Okay.
I've played your games before.
The stone itself seems to be granite. However, there is a large geode of quartz running through the middle of it. It's almost humming.
For reference, just to add your mental image, he is kneeling with his right knee on the ground, so that his left foot is still on the ground, so he's up a little bit.
Don't need to be that specific.
But it means he's got bow.
He's ready to
available.
fire. I know, Sam. You like to shoot your bow and arrow. We get it.
Quality
Yeah.
blocking right there.
Touch, just sort of slowly reach out and just poke it.
The wind dies.
Just sort of sit for a moment.
The light inside goes back on. Fire flickering.
Turn to Morgan, who's behind me. I hope still.
That's
What?
either a good thing or a terrible thing.
What did you do?
We're still figuring that out.
I hope to Morgan quietly. I hope it's a good thing.
We should ask the seer.
We should leave.
Urian,
Sherwin stands back up and sort of starts to usher Morgan back towards the hole.
so there was possibly a monster, possibly an incredibly ill man in that house who was screaming when we walked over the rocks around his house. Then he disappeared when we took a step back, and also there's a potentially vibrating rock that the wind stopped when we poked it. What does that mean?
Would you like to make me a law check, please, Adam?
Okay. Is omens relevant?
I'd like to
this
give an out of
or
character
not?
response. It means you're a fucking idiot.
Mate, someone's got to do it.
For a lot of pained GMs out there, but it's what his character would do.
Oh God.
I rolled 1.
Would you like to spend a fate?
I feel like this is something that's worth spending a fate point to do a full re-roll on.
Yeah, it is, because you rolled a -3 in total, so yes.
I don't think I've rolled positively all session.
In before 0.
Wow!
Hey.
You've already deduced this is some kind of haunting. Okay?
Okay.
However, the focus on the boundary, the prevalence of the owl hooting that you can hear nearby, things like this, the pointing you in a direction. You've read lore about this recently. Not recently, but in the past couple of years, in your preparation for the actual big push. You actually stretched beyond Fae. You've looked into other kind of supernatural entities that aren't just animalistic in nature. This sounds like a type of ghost that you've heard about. Sounds like I apologise if I pronounced this wrong. A Dialdagast? Dialdagast is a type of ghost. It's said to not receive peace in the afterlife as a result of enlarging its own territory while alive by moving the border stones around its own territory, around its own house into its neighbours, or something else it doesn't naturally own. After dying, the Dialdagast is forced to haunt the area near the border stone until the Dialdagast is able to lift it back to its correct place. This is impossible for the ghost. It's always going to slip. So every time it's interacted with, it's reminded of its own death, its own mortality, and its own rage at the situation. Now, they also have one way of moving beyond their tether, and that is to take the form of an owl. They can't move too far away, but that's how they experience the world around them.
Okay.
The owl is called a Gaston, or the ghost.
Okay, guys. What I need you to do,
Mm-hmm.
do you need to move the stone back to where it was. It should have. I think you need to complete the circle again.
Right.
What would that do? It's just a rock.
It's a highly important symbolic rock. Okay,
There's no symbols on it.
yes, but
That's not possible.
in the same way that the sign atop your... It's the same as, like, the sign atop your brewery is technically just a plank of wood, but is it really just a plank of wood?
I think I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
I say we go for it.
Right.
And then run like hell on 3,
Sharon
One.
moves round to the other side of the stone to move it.
2, 3.
As you grab the stone, the wind picks up again, howling louder than it did before. It's almost cyclonic in its nature.
Let go.
The hedge...
No, go back, go back, go back. Let go.
that doesn't stop the wind, the fact that you've let go.
Touch
it just
it.
keeps it.
Fix
The
it.
face has reappeared in
Fix
the
it.
window. It is
Fix it.
screaming,
Fix it.
howling.
Fix it.
The glass is
Fix it.
shuddering. It starts to crack.
Fix it.
It puts a hand against the pane and crunches it. The glass beneath the hand falls away. It's starting to be exposed towards you.
It has a
Pulls
bow
at the
and
frame.
arrow trained at it from Lynn.
Oh, for goodness sake, shove. Shove rock.
It's
Likewise.
very heavy. Can I have a physique?
I will be trying
Why,
to help.
I'll be pushing this through the power of determination.
You don't have that skill.
Excuse me, I think you'll find I do.
Dun, dun, dun.
With my glorious stunt, strength from determination, which lets me roll will instead of physique in to perform feats of strength. Because this makes perfect sense.
The ominous screeching. It fills you with determination.
To get out of dodge.
The prospect of not dying, it fills you with determination. Okay.
Okay, you slowly start to shunt it. You've got
Right,
about
okay.
2 meters to go.
Okay.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that far away. Flipping heck.
Oh jeez. This is... Come on.
The Daldagast pushes the glass pane out of the window and starts to climb over the threshold.
Push harder.
I'm
just gonna-
sorry.
I'm just gonna flip a coin here. Yeah, Lynn fires a shot.
Okay. Challenge rating 2. Make the attempt.
Okay. Because, yeah, she's panicking a little bit. What's my shoot score? What is my shoot score? Oh, yeah, it's 2.
Question?
Mm-hmm.
What are your arrows made of?
Probably wood and... What would the technology level be? It'd probably be kind of
Bronze?
bronze, yeah. If that.
Bronze, you say?
Actually, let's go for iron because it helps so much down the line.
Yep.
Cold forged as well, those reasons. Bronze, you say?
us poor Fletchers couldn't afford a fire that day, so you know, had to forge cold.
Cold steel, yeah. That's fine.
I'm sorry, I'm taking bronze.
Yeah, can't follow.
It,
Take your
was,
first
it was
answer.
that or flint of some kind or something like that.
I'm sorry, but if you'd have said cold steel first or iron, I would have taken it and allowed it. It would have been a
Don't
lot
lie
more.
to us.
I'm not lying.
Guys, remind me when he asks me what my arrows are made of.
Good thinking, Batman. Can we
You're
say
supposed, You're supposed to say that in PM, Sam. You're not supposed to let the GM hear that.
Like,
Okay. Your arrow finds its mark. In fact, it's right in the middle of the forehead. Like, this thing shudders back, slumps a little, and then the arrow falls out. No mark left behind. It just clatters on the floor, on the gravel outside. But it slowly picks itself back up again and continues to climb. Morgan, you're pushing this thing slowly. You seem to be moving towards it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great plan, Sharon. Try pushing harder. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's terrific.
Sherwin grunts in response as he pushes harder. Sherwin is not strong.
And with our powerful teenage bodies, i.e. not, keep pushing it towards our potential deaths.
Give me one last will/physique.
By the power of sass, I have the power.
Ooh.
Right.
It's a fault
You,
for listeners at home.
0 on the
spoil
dice.
it. Why spoil it? It's a tense moment.
We can edit it out in post, it's fine.
They've been
We're not
tensing for like
gonna,
10
though.
minutes now.
Right. It makes a quick, rapid movement towards you, lunging across the grass, not glass. Well, there's a bit of glass in there too. And right as it's about to grab, you shunt the rock back into its place, and the thing turns into dust and blows in your face and your clothes. The shrieking stops, the wind stops, the fire continues.
Well, made it.
Made it.
Sherwin stands up.
Pull Sherwin into one of them big, manly hugs with lots of backslapping and
Yeah.
yeah.
Steps away. Gotta remain cool.
Yeah.
Idiots!
It's gone?
Yes, you succeeded. Well done. You didn't need to put yourself at risk in the first place.
We now also have a house. He's
do now also have a
gesturing to
Which
the
we
house.
can't take with us.
But the first night,
Do you actually want to succeed? Because I do.
yes. So we can spend the first night in comfort. To increase our chances of succeeding.
If you want to increase your chances of succeeding, don't take pointless risks. It's not that cold. We'd have been fine sleeping on the ground.
I probably should have mentioned that you couldn't shoot it.
Wait, you tried to shoot it?
I hit it in the forehead. Didn't do much.
Alright.
However, plus side, you can retrieve your arrow without any loss.
I will.
Hey Edward, you're fine, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Alec is going to be looking him over.
Alec, it's very hard to stay focused when you've seen that herb garden. Whoa, that is a sexy herb garden.
That is the first and last time we'll be hearing that sentence.
Alec is going to climb through the hedge saying, you know, I was going to kind of gloat that me and Lynn were right about not messing with this place, but never mind. I should
I
go to the
mean-
herb garden.
If nothing else, we laid a restless spirit to rest. It's got to count for something, right?
So, let's just hang on. I want to count this all out. So we have a fantastic place to spend our first night in the woods. We defeated a restless spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just beat our first ever encounter with the monsters in the woods, and we're all fine. Oh, and we have whatever Alex found.
And that is a fantastic testament to our abilities.
Exactly.
Completely misses my point.
We could have avoided literally all of that, and we would be down a slightly more comfortable night, and
whatever Alex
the
found.
heck Alec has found.
And you know, we potentially saved some other poor soul from being attacked by this thing.
Hmm?
I do believe that smells of heroics.
It's a net positive outcome to a stupid risk.
How smug does your character look, Liam?
You know, your average cat. About that smug.
So all of the smug.
I noticed you weren't looking so smug a few minutes ago when that shrieking was happening.
Oh, I'm sorry. How cool, calm, and collected were you drawing back that arrow.
I hit it in the head, didn't I?
No. Evidently not.
I mean, it kind of, sort of didn't have a head to hit in the first place, but...
Out of character, I'm pretty sure David said it hit it in the forehead.
Oh yeah, no, out of character,
Yeah.
totally did. I'm purely denying that it was any of
I was
any
more- it was more mu-
consequence.
Oh, I know you were. It was more Urian's, Colin.
I mean, in a like physical sort of way, I guess.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I am gonna cook the rest of that bread with the rest of that bacon.
I'll be at the other campsite. I can't stand him when he's like this.
Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye now. Walk into the house.
Right, so am I actually right in thinking that Lynn is heading back to the campsite?
Yeah, she's going back to
Lynn
pick-
and Morgan split the party.
Yeah, Lynn's going back to the campsite. A, because there's probably still stuff left there.
Yeah.
And there's still a fire burning.
Who's going with?
Well, I will be going with to go and get stuff. So as Morgan goes off.
Right.
Yeah.
And anyone else?
I'm going to stand paralysed by choice, please.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Damn it.
Go on, Alec.
You can join me.
Morgan, do you... After the river, do you... She just puts her hand on Morgan's forehead. Is it feverish, David?
No,
Alright,
Um,
good.
Do you mean
he's too
Urian?
badass for that.
What?
Do the same to Urian. Feverish or not?
Slightly. Urian's a little smaller. A
Mm.
little less capable of maintaining body temperature.
Alright, you... Just, Urian, come back to the camp with me. Just make sure you don't catch anything after the river today. Then,
Indoors?
yeah, that's probably for the best. But for now, just grab Urian's hand and pull him back through the hedge. I left my stuff at the camp.
I'll let
Okay,
myself
Morgan and Sherwin, you're the only ones at the house.
I do believe Edward hasn't moved.
Yeah, I've still not moved.
Sorry, Edward, not Sherwin.
Yeah.
And like Ocean Man, I shall take him by the hand and lead him into the house.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, you walk in. It is lovely and warm in here. And all around there is hunting gear, there is carved horn ornaments, there's a very nice rug, there's a fire with some old ashes, but some new logs, because that's the way that ghosts work. And a large desk with lots of books and vials surrounding it. In the middle of the room, above the fire, sits a cauldron. Moving back to the other floor. Guys, it takes about 5 minutes for you to get back to the fire. It's died down a little, so it's hard for you to find it again, if that makes sense. The wind has probably helped with that, but it's also because you've left it a while. However, when you return, doesn't require a notice check, you will find on stakes above the fire are 6 cooked pigeons. You did not put them there.
Who's in the front? Our character, who's in the front of the lot with us?
I believe it's
Probably
Lynn.
Lynn.
Lynn's probably pacing off extremely pissed like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm-
she went
I'm
first,
probably-
so...
I'm probably a little bit behind Lynn in that case.
Alec will be pulling Urian along.
As we get close and spot this, take a hurried couple of steps to catch up with Lynn again, hand on shoulder. Lynn, we didn't put those there.
No, we did not.
What are the odds those are poisoned?
I do recall there being stories about Fae and food. None of them end well.
Well, give it to Morgan to try.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Yeah, there's there's risks, and then there's that.
Alright, Yorian, she just turns around to look at him. Fae and food, come on. What is there? I mean, could this be...
There's a lot.
Maybe good... someone saw what we did and rewarded us? No, that can't be right.
Maybe? David?
Yep.
Is there any weird marks on the birds, like they've been handled with something with claws, or like anything like that?
Other than that, no. They've been plucked, skinned, gutted, and cooked over the open fire. There doesn't seem to be any weird marks suggesting they were handled by claws or anything like that.
Mr. GM, do I have any idea how long we've been gone?
Well, about 4 minutes.
In character. We have not been gone long enough for these to have been cooked here.
No, and I mean, something could have been watching us and approved of us releasing that thing.
You offered Gordon food before he left. That has to be it.
It could be. I mean, that's another one.
If you are planning on eating them, Morgan can have mine.
I'm a bit suspicious.
So am I.
Sherwin does, however, take a step forward, at least to the camp that we'd set up, to start packing stuff up.
Lynn will be busy doing the same.
Alec will tell Yurian to sit down while she pulls out a... damn it, what are those grinders called? The
Pestle and
Pestle and
mortar.
mortar.
pestle and mortar.
No.
Mortar.
It's not a mortal. It's not a mortal that you're
Pestle
pestering.
and mortar.
Pester and mortar.
Pestle.
No!
Pestle. Mortar.
Pestle and mortar.
There you
we
go.
And start making something for Yorian's fever before it sets off.
You know, Alec, when we were younger, I never imagined I'd be in this situation with you.
Well, I mean, how long have you known you was going to be on this whole thing anyway? She says it roughly.
I mean, I think we figured it out pretty early.
Oh,
My parents consulted, the fates, and I was the one who was deemed to have the best chance. So
you're seriously okay with trusting just because your family said you'd have the best chance?
I mean, it's better than some people's reasons for being here.
She just shoots you a glare after that and doesn't say anything else.
Did Lynn hear that? I assume she's not far enough away to not.
For the
heard
case
it.
of drama,
Yeah.
let's say yes.
Okay, it's not a big deal. It's just she's going to start packing much more aggressively. It's not too hard to put two and two together.
I mean, really, part of me wants to say, if you're here, then maybe you were meant to be here for whatever reason.
Mike, you are breathing on your mic.
Thanks.
Does Urian try to eat it first?
I'm not trying. I'm not going to try to eat it first. I like to think with law +4.
Plus, being an apotheker.
No, Urian's not an apotheker.
You know them, though. You've been interacting with them, I presume.
Yeah, but that's... Okay, never mind. Just crack on.
There's these things called humours.
You see, you'd smear that over the face so that the smell of it could drive away the bad smells that were making him ill.
No, you see, that's mostly made out of phlegm, which is what you have too much of if you're getting a fever. You're getting too cold. So you put it on the face to draw the rest of it out. Yeah.
If you can find
what about
leeches,
blue?
you're sorted.
Anyway, what are we doing with these pigeons, if anything?
I'm gonna leave them. I ain't touching them.
Refuse of the hospitality.
I'm gonna take mine. I will leave it up to other people's judgment if they're nervous about this sort of thing. But I'm not going to turn down I'm not going to turn down a nice bird.
Alright. Alex takes hers. Grabs the other stick with the free on for the other group.
Is it Alec or Alex?
Alec. Jesus, that's just me messing up with the pronunciation.
Of your own character's name.
I'll get it right eventually.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Buttery smooth.
Sorry, I just wanted to be specific.
Lynn's gonna take hers, but don't assume she eats it.
Gotcha.
I guess likewise.
Clever play, by the way.
I guess likewise. Good old peer pressure.
Meanwhile, back at the house. Have you been searching, or have you just been setting up?
So Ed, are you going to be like this scared forever? Because that's probably not going to work.
Well, no, I plan on being dead soon.
That's also probably not the best move. I mean, like, we'll
Well,
protect you.
I know, and I'm going to try and not die, but let's be realistic here.
I mean, why be realistic? We just beat a ghost.
Yes, let that sink in for a second.
Uh-huh. Some kind of crazy supernatural monster from a story. And we beat it.
Yes, within the
The
first...
door slams shut.
That's terrifying. Also, we beat it within the first, 2 hours of being here?
Exactly.
At this rate, we're fighting 12 ghosts a day, and we're going to beat them all.
Exactly.
And
Where's
now
the
the
problem,
fire's
right?
not on. Now the fire's not on. Why did you drag me here?
I'm gonna quickly
The
just
books
double
start
check.
flying
And
off
now the
their
books are flying off the
shelves.
shelves.
As you close your hand around the handle, the session ends. Thank you for listening, everybody. Good night.
Get wrecked.